Hello, friends. This is Dave Hurwitz, executive editor at ClassicsToday.com, here with Americascapes, Volume 2 on Ondine, featuring the Basque National Orchestra under the leadership of Robert Treviño, except that he's acquired a tilde over the N, an Enya thing, right? So I guess it's Robert Treviño. But then it should be Roberto Treviño, shouldn't it? See, this is why it doesn't make any sense to worry about how you pronounce these people's names, because sometimes they change. Hey, maybe I missed the Enya thing all along. Who knows? I don't care. And neither should you. Got it? Okay, folks. Robert Treviño with the Basque National Orchestra doing three really quite marvelous pieces of music. First, George Walker's Address for Orchestra. The address is 1313 Mockingbird Lane. No, I'm just kidding. George Crumb's A Haunted Landscape. Well, that's nifty. That doesn't get recorded all that often, if at all. There's only, I think, maybe two other recordings of it, one of which is most unsatisfactory. And then we've got Revueltas, La Coronela, the ballet, which is sort of the major work, or the big work, the longest work, but I wouldn't say it's the most major. George Walker's Address for Orchestra. Well, let's talk about that. That was written in 1959. Now, Walker is a composer whose music I've had really second thoughts about. Well, not second thoughts, sort of reservations. That's the word. Reservations about, because his symphonies were just awful, bony and unpleasant. But this piece from 1959 is splendid. It's a wonderful work. And a lot of the other works I've heard by him that were not symphonic, that is earlier pieces or single movement things or tone poem-y sort of things that I've enjoyed very much. And this is definitely one of them. I mean, it's a clearly American-sounding, enjoyable work. The finale, particularly, it's in three movements. Let's just be clear. And they are marked, just so you know what they are. Let's see. The poco adagio and then molto più mosso, the first movement. The second movement is molto adagio, and it's only 2.5 minutes long. It's a beautiful, austere lyric. And the finale is marked drammatico. It's a passacaglia, really very fine passacaglia. I mean, you can hear the bass theme. You enjoy the variations on top of it. It's excitingly scored. It's a good piece. It's worth getting to know. You're really going to enjoy it. It may not be, totally distinctive in terms of the composer, but you get a sense that there are some individual things happening, particularly in the scoring, in his use of percussion, for example, xylophone and glockenspiel. He's doing things to emphasize bits of melody and angles, which if he were to do that over several orchestral works, you would know that's Walker, because it is distinctive. I mean, it's interesting to hear. And it's a good piece, and it's very well played and well recorded. Then George Crumb, A Haunted Landscape. Well, that does exactly what the title suggests. It's absolutely splendid. Now, the other recordings, there's a version of it on the orchestral works disc in the complete Crumb edition on Bridge, which is very good. And there was one with the New York Philharmonic on New World. And the problem with that one was that it was done with a reduced orchestra because of money. That was not as satisfactory. So it's good to have a couple good recordings of it. This sounds absolutely beautiful. It's a wonderful piece. It's all atmosphere. Just pure, wonderful, creepy, spooky atmosphere. Great to play on Halloween and whatnot. And then we've got Revueltas, La Coronela. Well, this is a ballet. And like all the Revueltas larger works, it had to be sort of like reconstructed and fixed and reconstituted and juiced up because, he left it in, well, let's just say partially finished or whatever condition. But it really is fun. I mean, it's an absolutely entertaining ballet. It sounds like El Sol in Mexico goes to Mexico. It's very Mexican and enjoyable and rhythmic and enchanting and full of good music and good tunes. And I loved it. I mean, this is really a fun recording, a very worthy successor to the first album in this particular series, which I hope will go on for a wonderfully long period of time. Whether it's under the directorship of Robert Treviño or Robert Treviño. However you want to slice it, it's good, solid music, and there are some real novelties here. I'll bet most of you don't know the Walker. I didn't. I mean, I'd never even heard of it. And the Crumb, which, like I said, is a rarity. And La Coronela has been recorded a couple times on Revueltas discs. There's one on Naxos, and there was one, I think there's one other one that was on Koch or something else. There's a couple of them. But this one, again, none of this stuff is usual. And the performances are absolutely second to none, as far as I can tell. And so you will enjoy yourself mightily if you sample this particular release. Good job to everybody concerned. So keep on listening, friends. Thanks for joining me. Take care.